Audio sync.
Hey guys, welcome back to Life After Neverland, Big Brother edition. Oh my God, we're here.
Yes, we finally have arrived. I mean, it's so exciting. It's even more exciting because we had to wait so long and we weren't 100% sure if we were going to get BB this summer. So I know everyone is just about excited, if not more, which I don't even know how that's possible, than we are.
Guys, Big Brother's back.
Yeah! Let's do a little dance, make a little love, get down and out. Whoa!
What? All-Star season kicks off, and no surprise to anyone who's following any kind of leaks or news updates, the cast was pretty much pegged a month ago. I think our last video was spot on. I think maybe just one person might have been. Did we have
Memphis.
Kevin?
We didn't have Memphis.
Oh, Memphis. What are your impressions of the house?
I think the house is amazing. I mean, they went all out. So, and if it's going to be an all-star season like this one, you definitely need to go all out. I like it. I think it's awesome.
No, I love the idea of taking key moments throughout like Big Brother history and using that as decorations around the house, Dan's funeral and all the photos. I love that idea.
I love the comic book themes. So all of the different BB cast members in the past, like for example, Swaggy, only because Bailey was making a great big deal about it, which was kind of funny. But that was cool. Those were cool, I thought.
That was funny. She's like, "This is my bed. I can kiss my man every morning." There was a Twitter comment that was hilarious because this was my first time keeping up with the Twitter feed during the show, which I'm going to get into. But one Twitter person said, "Why is there not a huge mural of Brittany in the diary room?" And I thought that was hilarious.
I know. I would love to see Brittany again. I wish that she was in the cast. So really quickly, let's talk about any people that showed up on the All-Stars that were on our actual original list, our wish list. So I know I wished for Nicole Anthony and David Alexander. Let me see. Janelle was on my list. Did you have Christmas on your list?
Yeah.
She was on your list.
Yeah, I can't remember everyone who was on my list, but I know that the one oddball that I threw on my list was Christmas, and I even added Christmas to my list, like thinking there's no way in hell Christmas will ever be on All-Stars, but I really liked Christmas, and I feel like she got robbed because her physicality was her strength, and she got that taken away from her, and then she was playing a strong game up until that happened. I know Christmas has the potential to be like another Janelle type player, and I've been saying I wanted her in All-Stars, and man, people are bashing Christmas on Twitter like straight up. They bash her so hard, and I don't get it. She's a strong competitor. She's likable. Like she doesn't do anything shady, but people are straight up bashing her, and so she won that first competition yesterday, and I went on Twitter and I said, I'm so happy to see Christmas showing everyone that she belongs with the All-Stars. I got like freaking attacked. It's like, she won one competition. Chill out, dude. Like,
I mean, I think there's a lot of people there's not a lot, but there's a few people on this cast who don't have the same track record as, say, Janelle or Danielle. It's a little bit, there's levels. There's hardcore players like Janelle. There's, I feel like, average players, maybe like Enzo, and then there's like the Baileys and the Christmas, you know?
Well, and the argument to that is going to be, well, this is an all-star season, and we should have all-stars. And I get that, and it's hard for me to argue that point, and I think that at that point I can respect your opinion. However, I believe Big Brother's angle is that some of these people who don't have the track record to back it up, they saw the potential in them, and then they got robbed, and so they're giving them another chance. So David, for example, I was looking at the score sheets for all the house guests, and David has last place, 0 wins, only lasted 1 day in the house, and people were all laughing, saying, like, how is this guy an all-star? But if you remember, when he was in Camp Battleback, he was calling out all the alliances. He saw through everyone. Like, he was actually an incredibly smart player, and I think Big Brother saw that, and so they know that he has the potential to keep up with the all-stars. And so one thing that I love is that I think Christmas and David are both going to, like, hang in there, and all the people who are bashing me on Twitter for sticking up for them, I'm going to be able to say at the end of the season, Booyah.
Well, I hope that you can. I just like to see the potential. You used that word, and that was the word that was going through my head. Well, it's potential. I see a lot of potential in David in particular. You see a lot of potential in Christmas. I just want to see how they do. For me, I like throwing them into the mix with the legends like Danielle and Cody, for example, because I want to see how they fare next to them. That's exciting to me, to be honest with you. Now, I do think it would be really neat if the game was full of all legends, but it's not realistic because most of our legends have families and are married and have moved on to other careers, or maybe they have completely axed themselves from CBS, like Zach ran.
With an uppercut, and I play dirty. I'm going below the belt. I might have to blow up some other people's game.
I don't know if Zach's a legend, but
Zach is definitely a legend.
I do find him hilarious. And I do want to say this on a side note. I'm so excited that my Cody, even though he wasn't on my list, he's the one that ended up on the All-Stars instead of the other Cody. Sorry, guys, but I'm really happy that it's the Cody that I was hoping
Another funny tweet that I saw yesterday was someone saying, I have to keep telling myself that this is not Polly, this is not Polly, this is not Polly, this is not Polly. Think about this. How cool is it going to be if Janelle and Christmas form an alliance? Like, there's so many angles to this season that it's just going to be so much fun because I'm sitting here watching it and I'm like, these are all like famous Big Brother people and they're all in the house together. Like, I didn't get to experience this during the last All-Stars because I was just getting into Big Brother and I didn't really know who anyone was. So for me, this is my first real All-Star experience where like I know all these people and they're back and now they're competing and it's like...
Yeah, it was really enjoyable. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys thought about it being live. I loved it. I was totally intrigued by it. It just felt like football to me. Like, I'm not into sports, so Big Brother is my football. So I got so excited just to see it live like that. And I also loved the interaction when they all were able to meet and see each other for the first time. I wanted them to keep hugging and talking. I wanted to see, like, past cast members who used to live together, their reaction when they first saw each other. I did think it was funny when Julie kept trying to get them to sit down because they were all so excited they didn't even hear Julie.
All-Stars? All-Stars? All-Stars?
I thought it was great.
All-Stars?
I really loved it.
So basically, these girls went into the competition, and I'm giving you a little bit of warning. Like, I got like slayed on Twitter for this opinion, but I don't change my opinion. I still feel the same way. So everyone's saying that the HOH competition was not fair, and that the girls had a harder maze than the boys did, and now there's more boys than girls. And listen, and I know in this video where I'm still gonna get slayed, I don't care. Here's my point. First of all, you don't know how long that maze is. So even if the room is on the back end of the board, the path might have been short. If the room was up close, they might have had to go back and then back up again. It's a maze.
But that was the element of the game. Wasn't that the point of the game?
Well, not the point of the game, but what I'm saying is that everyone's saying that the girls had it harder than the boys, but it's a maze. Like, you don't know, that path might be the same distance, even if it's further away on the board. The path might be the same distance. We don't know. We couldn't see the path. Like, so, and everyone was going nuts. Andy Herron on Twitter, oh my God, I think I'm unfollowing him after last night. Like, he was bitching about everything.
Andy done pissed Shawn off.
He was bitching about everything. He's like, oh, it's already sexist. Look at Big Brother's already sexist. It's like, dude, you don't know how far their path is. And my other point is, who cares? Like, it's the All-Star season. Pull your britches up and, like, get her done. Like, no excuses. So, like, the girls made it to the end of the board multiple times and kept dropping the ball. Janelle almost won, like, 5 times and she kept messing up. She had plenty of time to win that. Little Nicole, the smallest girl in the house, won.
Yay, Nicole! Woo-hoo! I was so happy about that.
It proves that anyone could have won that. Like, people are being stupid. So, the winners were... Oh, Memphis won?
No, okay. So the HOH competitors, once they went through the maze, you ended up with Memphis, Nicole, Anthony, Ian, Christmas, Kevin, and Cody. So there were a few more boys than girls, but we'll see how things go with the rest of the season. But those were the competitors for the HOH, and ultimately, Cody ended up winning. What did you think about that competition?
Okay, so this was the other complaint from people on Twitter, and this one I can get behind a little bit. So if you were watching, and I bet most people picked up on this, the stools that moved, I love the competition. It was a great idea. It's something new they've never done before, and it was funny watching people face plant.
I know, when people fall on BB, the best.
And and Derek had the best tweet of the night. So when Cody and Memphis were arguing over who had the better alliance, the Brigade or the Hitmen, Derek put the funniest tweet up because he had a picture of Memphis face planning and Cody with 22 seconds and winning HOH, and he goes, well, I guess that debate's solved. That was so funny.
Well, I loved it. It was hilarious. Now, the other thing that I wanted to say is, what do you guys think about, and I'm obviously saying this to you too, Cody trying to get the HOH right off the bat and his reasoning for doing so?
Yeah, so his reasoning for doing so was that he didn't want to win the first HOH, but then when he saw the faces in the house, and I think he saw his lack of an alliance, and he didn't want to say that, but that's what he meant. I think he half expected to see Derek in there, or he half expected to see someone else from his season that he can team up with, and when he saw the only person in there was Nicole, which rumor has it they are not getting along with Nicole, he quickly saw he needed to win this because he didn't have enough time to form an alliance, and he didn't want to run around and start gaming hard and get a target on his back. So he's like, if I win the HOH, people will come to me, I can form my alliance. I think it's a brilliant move, and I'm behind it 100%. My one complaint about the competition is that when they slid off the stools, they would wiggle, right? And every time they would wait for it to stop wiggling, except for Cody's. Enzo!
It's Charlie.
Oh, Charlie! Every single time they'd wait for the stool to stop wiggling, except for on Cody's turn. If you watch, when Cody was running across, one of the stools was still wiggling and he avoided it. A little unfair. I think Ian would have won that competition had that not happened.
I could tell Ian was being very strategic. You could just watch him. He was biting his lip. He was kind of rocking back and forth. I'm very excited to see Ian on this. I forgot how his gameplay was, and then now that I've got him back in my life again, I'm starting to recall what was fun about Ian, and I'm truly excited about him, on a side note. But back to Cody, I just feel like Cody's going to spend, regardless of what he says, he's literally going to spend the rest of the season... He's literally going to spend the rest of the season fighting for his life in this game. I just feel like it. Unless he can really, like, meet up with Memphis and Janelle, if he gets a good, solid, you know... Charlie! What the hell? If he gets a good, solid alliance, maybe he can stay longer. I would love for him to.
I don't think that's accurate. I think Cody is so good at being so likable. Like, Cody's one of the most likable people to ever play. It's only going to take him a week or two to form an alliance, and then he's going to be able to sit back a little bit and coast.
I hope so. He was saying he wanted to do that, right?
Yep.
Do what the house wants and then step back. So I thought it was funny that in the little envelopes, that's where they get the have-nots. Let's hope that BB holds everybody to their have-not duties, okay?
Yep, so
not like what they did with Jackson and get, like, you know, really, Calvin? He wants to climb on you. Stop.
I think Big Brother learned a lot from last season. They're going to be stricter, I think. And these players respect the game.
Good point.
If you're going to cheat, you're just showing disrespect for the game.
I'm going to say something about Danny. Her whole aura, for lack of a better term, that's a Karin term, her whole entire aura was so different from what I've seen her in the past seasons. I like mom Danielle. I like mature, grown-up Danielle, and I'm excited to see what she's like this season because I feel like she's going to be different.
I hate to admit it, but I think the girls, they are going to crush the guys this season.
I'm so excited, you guys. Unfortunately, I have to boot scoot because I have a dog that is really sick and I have to go to the vet. So Shawn's going to clear everything up for you guys here in the end. Please make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. Make sure you give us a comment. Let's stay positive, people. Bye, guys.
Now, isn't this much better? Like, look at all the room I have. I can use my hands now. Basically, this episode, I think, got everyone's juices pumping. It did not disappoint. I think that the competition was a lot of fun to watch. I think the house guests were a lot of fun to watch. They were excited to see each other. One thing I was trying to do, and I want you guys to jump down into the comments and let me know what you think. But I was trying to predict a few alliances here, and it's really hard because I don't know that seasons are going to team up. I really do think the girls are going to form a power alliance, and then I think on the other side of that, the guys are going to have to like react to that and then form their own alliance. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Follow us. We're going to have videos out every Friday and Monday morning. Have a great day, everyone. Peace out.